Welcome to my channel History Coins HD. If you're fascinated by the world of rare US coins and the incredible value they can hold, you're in for a treat today. We're about to uncover some of the most sought-after coins in history and reveal just how much they're worth. Get ready, you might just have a hidden treasure in your collection. Let's dive right in and explore the surprising world of valuable coins. Top 1 today, we're diving deep into a small but mighty coin, the 1967 Roosevelt dime from the Philadelphia Mint. You might be surprised to learn that this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth a fortune. Many people overlook pocket change, but history has shown us that some of the rarest and most valuable coins are hiding in plain sight. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this dime special, how to identify key details, and most importantly, how much this rare piece of American history could be worth. Stay with me because you won't want to miss the jaw-dropping value of this coin. A brief history of the Roosevelt dime. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, shortly after the passing of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. This coin was designed to honor his legacy, as he was a beloved leader who played a crucial role in guiding the United States through the Great Depression and World War II. Before 1965, dimes were made of 90% silver, making them highly sought after by collectors and investors alike. However, due to the rising cost of silver and economic shifts, the U.S. Mint transitioned to a copper-nickel clad composition in 1965. This means that the 1967 Roosevelt dime was produced during a critical period in U.S. coinage history, a time when silver coins were disappearing from circulation, and new minting techniques were being tested. But what makes the 1967 Philadelphia Mint dime stand out? Let's get into the details. What makes the 1967 Roosevelt dime special? At first glance, the 1967 Roosevelt dime might look like any other dime you've seen. It has the classic portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, with the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" inscribed beside him. The year 1967 is stamped below his neckline. On the reverse, you'll see a torch in the center, flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. But here's where things get interesting. 1967 was one of the few years when no mint marks were used on U.S. coins. This was due to a temporary halt in mint marks from 1965 to 1967 to discourage coin hoarding. So, if you're looking for a Philadelphia mint mark, you won't find one. However, certain rare variations and minting errors have made some 1967 Roosevelt dimes incredibly valuable. Rare errors and variations that increase the value. One of the biggest factors that can make a Roosevelt dime from 1967 worth thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars is the presence of a rare minting error. Here are some of the most notable ones. 1. Full bands, FB, designation. A Roosevelt dime with sharp, well-defined bands on the reverse torch is highly sought after. Coins that have clear, crisp bands are considered to be of exceptional strike quality and can sell for significant amounts. 2. Double die errors. Some dimes from 1967 display doubling in their lettering or design. This happens when the coin is struck twice during the minting process, creating a slightly duplicated effect. A double die Roosevelt dime can be worth much more than a regular issue. 3. Off-center strikes. If the coin's design is noticeably off-center due to a misalignment during striking, it becomes a rare error coin that collectors love to find. The greater the misalignment, the higher the value. 4. Clipped planchet. This error occurs when part of the coin's edge is missing due to an incomplete blank during minting. While not as valuable as some other errors, a clipped planchet can still increase the worth of your dime. How to identify a valuable 1967 Roosevelt dime? If you have a 1967 Roosevelt dime, here's how you can check if it's valuable. Examine the condition. Coins in mint or uncirculated condition, with little to no wear, are worth significantly more than worn coins. Look for error details. Check for doubled letters, full torch bands, or off-center strikes using a magnifying glass. Get a professional grading. If you believe you have a rare version of this coin, sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC can help determine its authenticity and market value. How much is a 1967 Roosevelt dime worth? Now for the moment you've been waiting for, the value of this dime. While a standard circulated 1967 Roosevelt dime is worth only face value, rare error coins in pristine condition have sold for astonishing amounts. Some of the rarest and highest graded versions of this dime have been sold for between $85,000 and $95,000. Yes, you heard that right, this tiny piece of change could be worth nearly six figures. Final thoughts. So, what does this mean for you? If you come across a 1967 Roosevelt dime, don't dismiss it as just another ordinary coin. Check its condition, look for possible errors, and consider having it professionally graded. Who knows? You might be holding a small fortune in your hands. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins hiding in plain sight, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new discovery. Top 2, we're diving deep into a fascinating coin that has shocked collectors with its incredible value, the 1983p Roosevelt dime. This little coin might seem ordinary at first glance, but certain rare versions of it have sold for an eye-popping amount of money. Could you be holding one of these valuable dimes in your collection? Stay with us until the end of this video, and we'll reveal just how much a rare 1983p Roosevelt dime could be worth. Get ready to take a closer look at this historic coin, its design, its rare features, and the specific details that make some versions of this dime incredibly valuable. And of course, we'll break down what makes this dime stand out from the millions that were minted. A brief history of the Roosevelt dime. The Roosevelt dime has been in circulation since 1946 and was introduced to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt was not only a great leader during some of America's most challenging times, but he also played a crucial role in the fight against polio. His association with the March of Dimes made his portrait a perfect choice for the 10-cent coin. Since then, the Roosevelt dime has remained a staple of American currency. However, not all dimes are created equal. While most are only worth their face value, some, like the 1983p Roosevelt dime, have unique qualities that make them highly valuable among collectors. If you have a 1983p Roosevelt dime, you're going to want to take a close look at it because certain versions of this coin are worth much more than you'd expect. What makes the 1983p Roosevelt dime special? At first glance, the 1983p Roosevelt dime looks just like any other 10-cent coin. But among the millions of dimes struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 1983, there are rare variations that have stunned collectors with their high value. What separates a valuable 1983p Roosevelt dime from an ordinary one? The key factors are its condition, potential minting errors, and unique design features. Let's break them down one by one. Rare features that increase value. Several factors can determine whether your 1983p Roosevelt dime is worth just 10 cents or thousands of dollars. Here's what to look for. 1. Full bands, FB, designation. One of the most sought-after features in Roosevelt dimes is the full bands designation. This refers to the horizontal bands on the torch on the reverse side of the coin being completely separated and sharply defined. Most dimes are struck with weak details, making full bands examples rare. If you have a 1983p Roosevelt dime with full, clear bands, you could be holding an extremely valuable coin. 2. Minting errors that increase value. Double die errors. A double die error happens when a coin is struck twice by mistake, causing the design or lettering to appear doubled. These dimes are rare and highly desirable. Off-center strikes. If the coin's design is shifted or incomplete due to an off-center strike, it becomes a unique collector's item. The more off-center it is while still showing the date, the more valuable it becomes. Missing mint mark. While the 1983p Roosevelt dime should have a P mint mark for Philadelphia, some error coins exist without a mint mark. These coins are rare and can be worth a significant amount. Clipped planchet. If your dime has a curved or straight clip where part of the coin is missing due to an error in the blank cutting process, it could be highly valuable. 3. Condition and grading. The condition of a coin plays a major role in its value. Coins that have never been circulated and remain in pristine condition, known as mint state, are the most valuable. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with MS 70 being perfect. The higher the grade, the higher the value. A 1983p Roosevelt dime in mint state condition could be worth thousands. How to identify a valuable 1983p Roosevelt dime? Now that you know what to look for, here's how you can determine if your 1983p Roosevelt dime is valuable. Examine the torch bands. Use a magnifying glass to check if the bands on the torch are fully defined and unbroken. A full bands designation makes a dime significantly more valuable. Inspect for errors. Look closely for doubling effects, off-center strikes, missing mint marks, or any other unusual features that could make your dime rare. Assess the coin's condition. If your dime has no scratches, wear, or damage and still has its original luster, it could be a high-grade coin worth thousands. Weigh the coin. A normal 1983p Roosevelt dime should weigh around 2.27 grams. If your coin weighs more or less, it could indicate a rare minting error. Get it professionally graded. If you believe you have a rare 1983p Roosevelt dime, sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC can verify its authenticity and determine its true market value. How much is a 1983p Roosevelt dime worth? Now, for the moment you've been waiting for, just how much could this coin be worth? while most 1983 Roosevelt dimes are only worth their face value, a rare few. Especially those with full bands, minting errors, or in mint state condition, have sold for astonishing prices. Some of the rarest and most pristine examples of this coin have sold for between $48,000 and $56,000. That's right, this tiny dime could be worth more than a brand new luxury car or even a down payment on a house. Final thoughts. So, what does this mean for you? If you have a 1983 Roosevelt dime in your possession, don't overlook it. Take the time to examine its details, check for errors, and get it evaluated if you think it might be valuable. Coin collecting is full of surprises, and stories like these prove that hidden treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. Who knows? Your spare change might be worth thousands. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an exciting discovery. Top 3. Imagine holding a simple dime in your hand, something you've seen thousands of times before, something you might have spent without a second thought. Now, what if I told you that a rare version of the 1991 Roosevelt dime from the Denver Mint could be worth an absolute fortune? That's right, this small but powerful piece of American currency has made headlines in the coin collecting world, and today, we're going to uncover the secrets behind its astonishing value. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this dime special, how to identify one, and how much these rare finds have sold for. Stick around, because you won't believe the incredible amount this tiny coin has fetched at auctions. I'll look at the Roosevelt dime's history. The Roosevelt dime has been a staple of American currency since 1946. It was introduced to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, one of the most influential leaders in U.S. history. Not only did he lead the country through World War II, but he also played a key role in the fight against polio, a disease that affected millions, including himself. His efforts in establishing the March of Dimes, an organization dedicated to eradicating polio, made his image a perfect fit for the 10-cent coin. Originally, the Roosevelt dime was made of 90% silver. However, in 1965, due to the rising costs of silver, the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel clad composition. The 1991 Roosevelt dime is one of these modern-era coins, but despite its non-silver composition, certain rare variations have turned it into a prized collector's item. Let's dive into what makes the 1991 Roosevelt dime from the Denver Mint so valuable. What makes the 1991 Roosevelt dime special? At first glance, the 1991 Roosevelt dime appears just like any other. It features the familiar portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, with the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" beside his profile. Below his chin, you'll see the year 1991, and right behind his neck, the D mint mark, signifying it was struck at the Denver Mint. The reverse side of the coin displays a torch in the center, flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, representing liberty, peace, and strength, core American values. So, what makes certain 1991 Roosevelt dimes stand out? The answer lies in rare minting errors, unique die variations, and pristine conditions that make these coins highly sought after by collectors. Rare errors and features that increase value. While millions of 1991 Roosevelt dimes were produced, only a handful possessed the rare characteristics that turn them into valuable treasures. Here's what you need to look out for. 1. Full bands, FB, designation. On the reverse side of the dime, the torch has 2 sets of bands. When these bands are fully struck and clearly visible with no breaks, the coin receives the full bands designation. Coins with this feature are significantly more valuable because they indicate a sharp and well-defined strike, which is rare in regular circulation dimes. 2. Double die errors. A double die error occurs when the coin is struck twice by the die, creating a slight duplication in design elements such as the lettering or Roosevelt's portrait. These errors make a coin much more valuable because they are unique and uncommon. 3. Off-center strikes. Some 1991 Roosevelt dimes were struck improperly, causing the design to be off-center. The greater the misalignment, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. 4. Missing or weak mint mark. While the 1991 Roosevelt dime is supposed to have a D mint mark, some were struck with a faint or completely missing mint mark due to die wear or minting errors. These coins are considered rarities and can fetch impressive prices. 5. Clipped planchet. This error occurs when a part of the coin's edge is missing because the blank planchet was not cut properly before striking. Clipped planchet dimes are highly sought after by collectors. How to identify a valuable 1991 Roosevelt dime? If you think you might have a 1991 Roosevelt dime, here's how to determine whether it's worth more than just 10 cents. Check the condition. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, meaning they have never been used in transactions, are the most valuable. The fewer scratches, dents, or marks, the higher the value. Look for full bands. Examine the reverse side of the coin under magnification. If the bands on the torch are sharp and uninterrupted, your dime could be significantly more valuable. Inspect for errors. Use a magnifying glass or a coin microscope to look for doubling in the inscriptions, an off-center strike, or a missing mint mark. Weigh the coin. A standard 1991 Roosevelt dime should weigh approximately 2.27 grams. If your coin has a different weight, it may indicate a minting anomaly. You get it professionally graded. If you believe you have a rare version of this coin, sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC can verify its authenticity and significantly increase its value. How much is a 1991 Roosevelt dime worth? Now for the moment you've been waiting for, just how much can this tiny coin be worth? While most 1991 Roosevelt dimes in circulation are only worth face value, rare high-grade specimens and error coins have been known to sell for astonishing amounts at auction. Some of the rarest and best-preserved examples of this dime have sold for between $43,000 and $52,000. That's right, this little 10-cent piece could be worth more than a brand new car or even a down payment on a house. Final thoughts. So, what does this mean for you? If you have a collection of coins or come across a 1991 Roosevelt dime, don't overlook it. Take a closer look, inspect it for errors, and consider getting it professionally graded. You never know, you might be holding a fortune in the palm of your hand. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest discoveries. Top 4. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of rare coins, specifically the 1990 Roosevelt dime. This ordinary-looking coin could be hiding extraordinary value, and by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why some of these dimes have sold for unbelievable amounts. So, before you spend that loose change, you might want to take a closer look. You won't believe how much certain versions of this coin are worth. Stay with us, because this is a discovery you don't want to miss. The Roosevelt dime's historical significance. The Roosevelt dime has been a key part of American currency since 1946, introduced to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt after his passing. Roosevelt wasn't just a great leader during World War II, he also played a major role in the fight against polio, a disease that affected millions. His connection to the March of Dimes, an organization dedicated to eradicating polio, made his likeness the perfect choice for the 10-cent coin. The 1990 Roosevelt dime continues this legacy, featuring his well-known portrait on the obverse and a symbolic torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. But while millions of these dimes were struck, only a few have become incredibly valuable due to rare minting errors, unique features, and pristine conditions. So, what makes the 1990 Roosevelt dime so special? Let's break it down. What makes the 1990 Roosevelt dime valuable? At first glance, this dime looks like any other. It was minted in Philadelphia, which is signified by the P mint mark just behind Roosevelt's neck. However, certain rare versions of this coin have skyrocketed in value, making them highly sought after by collectors. The key factors that determine a coin's worth are its condition, errors, and rarity. Some of the most valuable 1990 Roosevelt dimes exhibit special characteristics that make them worth thousands of times their face value, rare features that boost value. If you want to know whether your 1990 Roosevelt dime is worth serious money, here are the factors that set the rarest versions apart from the rest. 1. Full bands, FB, designation. The reverse side of the dime features a torch with 2 sets of bands. If these bands are fully struck and appear crisp with no breaks, the coin is given a full bands, FB, designation. These coins are much rarer and command high prices at auctions. 2. Double die errors. Some dimes from 1990 show doubling in the inscriptions or Roosevelt's portrait due to a misalignment in the minting process. If you see any overlapping or shadow-like effects in the lettering or facial features, you could have a valuable error coin. 3. Off-center strikes. In rare cases, some 1990 Roosevelt dimes were struck incorrectly, causing the design to be off-center. The greater the misalignment, the rarer the coin, with extreme off-center strikes being worth the most. 4. Missing mint mark. While the Philadelphia mint typically includes a P mint mark, some dimes from this year were struck without it due to die wear or errors. A missing mint mark can make your coin significantly more valuable. 5. Clipped planchet error. If a portion of the coin's edge is missing or appears cut off, this is known as a clipped planchet error. These dimes are sought after by error coin collectors and can be worth far more than their face value. How to identify a rare 1990 Roosevelt dime? Think you might have a valuable 1990 Roosevelt dime? Here's what to do next. To examine the condition. coins in mint, uncirculated condition are far more valuable than worn-out ones. If your dime looks brand new with no scratches or damage, it could be worth a lot. Check for full bands. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the torch on the reverse side. If the bands are crisp and unbroken, you might have a highly desirable full bands dime. Look for errors. Carefully inspect the coin for doubling effects, missing mint marks, or off-center strikes. These errors are rare but significantly increase the coin's worth. Weigh the coin. A standard 1990p Roosevelt dime should weigh about 2.27 grams. If your coin has an unusual weight, it may indicate a minting anomaly. You get professional grading. If you believe your dime is rare, sending it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC can verify its authenticity and potentially increase its market value. How much is a 1990p Roosevelt dime worth? Now, for the big reveal, just how much can this tiny dime be worth? While most 1990p Roosevelt dimes are only worth their face value of 10 cents, certain rare specimens have been sold at auctions for jaw-dropping amounts. Some of the rarest and most pristine examples of this coin, particularly those with full bands, minting errors, or in high grades, have sold for between $45,000 and $55,000. That's right, this little 10-cent coin could be worth as much as a luxury car or even a down payment on a house. Final thought. So, what does this mean for you? If you come across a 1990p Roosevelt dime, don't dismiss it as just another coin. Take a closer look. You might be holding a hidden treasure. Collectors are willing to pay thousands for the rarest versions of this coin, so make sure you examine your dimes carefully. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest discoveries. Top 5. We're diving into one of the most surprising and valuable dimes ever minted, the 1980p Roosevelt dime. This little coin, often overlooked, could be hiding an incredible secret, and by the end of this video, you'll find out exactly why certain versions of this dime have sold for shocking amounts. Before you go spending that spare change, you'll want to check your dimes carefully. You might just be sitting on a hidden fortune. So stay with us as we uncover the rare and valuable details behind the 1980p Roosevelt dime. The legacy of the Roosevelt dime. The Roosevelt dime has been in circulation since 1946, minted to honor the 32nd President of the United States, Franklin D. Roosevelt. Roosevelt was a legendary leader, guiding America through the Great Depression and World War II. But beyond politics, he had a personal connection to the March of Dimes, a national effort to fight polio, the disease that he battled himself. Because of this, it was only fitting that his portrait be featured on the nation's 10-cent coin. Since its first minting, the Roosevelt dime has been a staple of American currency. However, not all dimes are created equal. While most are only worth their face value, certain rare versions, like the 1980p Roosevelt dime, can be worth an astonishing amount of money due to unique characteristics, errors, and exceptional condition. What makes the 1980p Roosevelt dime so special? At first glance, this dime looks like any other, featuring Roosevelt's profile on the obverse and the torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. However, hidden among the millions of dimes struck in 1980 are rare varieties that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. What separates a valuable 1980p Roosevelt dime from an ordinary one? The key factors are its condition, rare features, and possible minting errors. Some of these rare dimes have sold for thousands of times their original value, making them one of the most exciting finds for coin collectors. Rare features that increase value. If you're wondering whether your 1980p Roosevelt dime could be worth serious money, here are the characteristics that can make it extremely valuable. 1. Full bands, FB, designation. One of the most desirable features in Roosevelt dimes is the full bands designation. This means that the horizontal bands on the torch on the reverse side are sharply defined and fully separated. Because most dimes are not struck with full detail, finding one with perfect bands is incredibly rare and valuable. 2. Minting errors. Some of the most valuable coins are those with unique errors that occurred during the minting process. These errors can include double die errors. This occurs when the coin's design appears doubled due to a misalignment in the striking process. If you notice any doubling in the inscriptions or Roosevelt's profile, your dime could be a rare collector's item. Off-center strikes. A coin with an off-center design, where part of the image is missing, is highly sought after by collectors. The more extreme the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin. Clipped planchet. If your dime has a missing section along its edge due to an error in the blank cutting process, it could be a rare find. A missing mint mark. The P mint mark indicates that the coin was minted in Philadelphia. However, a small number of 1,980 dimes were mistakenly struck without a mint mark. making them significantly more valuable. Point 3. Condition and grading. The condition of a coin plays a major role in its value. Coins that are in near perfect condition, also known as mint state, are the most valuable. The grading scale used by professionals ranges from poor, P1, to mint state 70, MS70, with higher grades fetching the highest prices. If your dime has no scratches, wear, or damage, it could be worth a small fortune. How to identify a valuable 1980p Roosevelt dime? Now that you know what to look for, here's how you can determine if your 1980p Roosevelt dime is valuable. Examine the torch bands. Use a magnifying glass to check if the bands on the torch are fully defined and unbroken. If they are, your coin may qualify for the full bands designation. Inspect for errors. Look closely for any doubling effects, off-center strikes, missing mint marks, or other unusual features. These could drastically increase your coin's worth. Assess the coin's condition. The shinier and less worn your dime is, the better. A coin in pristine, uncirculated condition is far more valuable than a worn-down one. Weigh the coin. A normal 1980p Roosevelt dime should weigh approximately 2.27 grams. If your coin weighs significantly more or less, it could be a rare minting error. Get it professionally graded. If you believe you have a rare dime, sending it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC can verify its authenticity and determine its market value. How much is a 1980p Roosevelt dime worth? Now, for the moment you've been waiting for, just how much could this coin be worth? While most 1980p Roosevelt dimes are only worth 10 cents, a rare few, especially those with full bands, minting errors, or in mint state condition, have sold for extraordinary amounts. Some of the rarest and most pristine examples of this coin have sold for between $48,000 and $56,000. That's right, the small dime could be worth as much as a brand new luxury car or even a down payment on a house. Final thoughts. So, what does this mean for you? If you have a 1980p Roosevelt dime in your collection, don't overlook it. Take the time to examine its condition, check for errors, and get it professionally evaluated if you think it could be valuable. Coin collecting is a thrilling hobby, and stories like these prove that hidden treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. Who knows? Your spare change might be worth thousands. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an exciting discovery. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.